Hello, Seekers. Wildly of Wildly Tarot here, and this is your Moonday message for the week beginning Monday, April 25th, 2021. It's also super full moon today in Scorpio, just activating here in late afternoon, evening, and I'm really feeling that sensation, that vibration of that Scorpio energy, really feeling intense, really inward driven, this depth. There is a depth that's available to all of us beginning today and for this week. And the cards that came forward really support this medicine for us all. So full moons, when they are at their fullest, at their brightest, it is the time in the moon cycle in which things are really illuminated for us. We can see really clearly where we are in the cycle, what has grown from the seeds that we planted at dark moon, what has evolved from the things that we are releasing, that we let go of. And have we let go of all of them? Or is it coming to light that we still have attachments? We still have things that are weighing us down. We still have patterns that are requesting our attention. And that's what this first card speaks to. We have the Ten of Swords. And so for me, the cards go ace to 10, and the 10 is where we are at the completion of a cycle. We have expanded, we're ready for something to shift. This person is down on their knees. They've had about all they can take, and yet all they really need to do is stand up and recognize they can walk away from these relationships, these habits, these choices, these responsibilities that they have taken on. This, to me, this card is the card of self-sovereignty. It's the card of recognizing that we always have choice in our lives. And when we have responsibilities, we have chosen them. A saying that used to be really popular in my family of origin is, you made your bed, now you have to lie in it. And that saying has always grated on my nerves because it has never allowed the space to pivot, for life to change, or for people to make different choices. Now, yes, there are certain choices in life where we make a choice, and there is definitely an obligation to see that choice through. If you have children, there is this responsibility to raise them. And yet, even if it's not the most savory thing to acknowledge, even if we get pregnant or have a child, we do have choices. We can have an abortion. We can put that child up for adoption. We can choose to be a neglectful parent. We can do all manner of things. Like everything in our lives is a choice in the way that we show up for it. We might receive a lot of things in our lives, but we always have the choice of what we do with that. Whether it's trauma, whether it's a family of origin that comes with a lot of story and abuse, all of those things, I acknowledge them. They're really, really heavy. And we get to choose how we work with them. We get to choose if we seek support in them. We get to choose if we let those things fully define us, or if we rebel against them and allow that rebellion to define us, or if we sit in the discomfort of them until we recognize that it's programming, and then we allow ourselves to behave differently. And so this feels like what is perhaps coming to light for a lot of us in this super full moon and this week is our responsibility in our lives, our ability to respond, rather than be reactive in our lives. We're being gifted an opportunity to look at the places in our lives where we hand away our power by simply reacting instead of sitting in the discomfort and then choosing how we wish to behave. The second message that came through this week, we have the Three of Pentacles. And I'm sensing in here that the message is, this is a week to stay in our own lane. Scorpio full moon, a lot of feelings, a lot of emotional tension in the collective. This is not the week to try and tell other people what to do. This is not the week to try and spread our truth in a volatile way, because we're not going to be received well, and it's just going to create more agitation in the field. The work here in the Three of Pentacles is, how do I share my message in a way that is both unique to me, but is also palatable, it's well received. And this takes nuance, it takes practice to be skillful in our communication so that we can share our needs and our desires without it be taken the wrong way from the other person as a demand, or as though we're trying to encroach on another person's freedom. So the message this week is to be really, really discerning on whom we're sharing our feelings with, and acknowledging that we might also be a little more volatile this week as well. It's just a high sensation week this week, and that's totally okay. It's totally normal. It's beautiful. Can we be with our feelings? Can we sit with our feelings without having to have it spill over and out onto everyone around us? Which leads us to the final tarot card, which is the Hanged One, the card of transition, the card that occurs before the Death card. We're just sitting in this transition. We're sitting in the discomfort this week of this Scorpio energy, being with our really big feelings and practicing sitting and being with our big feelings and not being reactive, especially if those around us are not as skillful in the way that they share their feelings and in the way that they respond to stimulus around them. I'm just getting the sensation this is going to be a highly triggering week for a lot of people. And that's okay. Like, we're all in this together. It is a highly sensational time that we are all living in right now. And so, final card, we got the animal to support us. We received Lynx. And lynx medicine, I don't know if you know much about lynx, but it's a very difficult animal to take pictures of. It tends to keep to itself. It watches its environment very closely. And if you ever see one, it's because it's choosing to allow you to see it. And so the medicine that I'm hearing here is that this is a week to lay low, to know who you are, to tend your own feelings, to tend your own heart, and be really present, but also to maintain some boundaries, maintain some distance, maintain some space, particularly around people who are not doing such a great job of being with their emotions during this highly sensational supermoon. And that's okay. You know, we ebb and flow. We ebb and flow. As long as we're always in connection with our own truth, we can allow ourselves to sometimes be fully exposed and other times be a little more protected. We don't need to put ourselves out there for attack all the time in order to be in alignment with our own truth. We just need to always keep coming back home, checking in. What's my truth again? Am I being overly influenced by those around me? Am I feeling highly emotional this week? And am I not tending to it? Am I instead allowing it to come out sideways? Am I being cranky? Am I being crunchy? Am I nitpicking my partner? Am I being less patient with my children or my coworkers? There's no shame or judgment. We all go through these periods, right? And taking responsibility for our piece of it. If I am feeling cranky, if I am being crunchy, maybe I need to go to bed early. Maybe I need to skip out on family dinner. Maybe I need to take a walk instead. Maybe I need to request some space and time alone. Or if I'm alone a lot, maybe I need to reach out and ask a friend, hey, can you give me 15 minutes of listening time? I'm feeling a lot of feelings. I'm feeling overwhelmed, and I just need someone to witness me. I just need someone to hear the process that I'm going through and maybe tell me that I'm not feeling as overwhelmed as I am. Can you help talk me down out of this space? This is the week to tend. It's the week to offer compassion, to offer care, and to really be present while creating space if it's needed. That is the message for this week. I hope that it serves you well and that you have everything that you need. If you really enjoy these messages, I'd like to invite you to join me on my Patreon. It's Wildly Tarot. And for $3.33 a month, so less than a fancy coffee, you also receive a lot more downloads as far as the full moon and the dark moon and each new month, and other fun, sweet things that I drop in there. So if you really enjoy my work, that's an excellent way to support me in continuing to offer this content. I also welcome you to donate to my Venmo, Wildly Tarot. If you are enjoying these and you would like to support me, every little bit helps me to continue offering this magic to the collective. And I'd like to also invite you to stay tuned. I've been putting out these series of tarot readings on how to work with different emotions. I've put out one for anxiety and anger, and I'm continuing more. So if those would be supportive to you, please look back in my content to access those whenever they would be useful. I would love to hear how they affect you and support you. Thank you so much, and I hope that you have a great week.